2 more.
When I reflect on the Harry and Rose Samson Family Jewish Center of Milwaukee, I can easily identify several enriching programs they offer to the community. Additionally, I view the JCC's president and CEO, Mark Shapiro, as a significant community stakeholder and a thought leader. Mark is joining me now to discuss his leadership journey, the challenges he's faced, and the ongoing efforts of the JCC to foster awareness and community in a divided world. Extraordinary people in our community, I would say, are Positively Milwaukee. I'm excited to have you join us. PozCast. So, Mark Shapiro, we talk every now and then, but I had to bring you into the podcast because I think this is the perfect time to discuss what is going on in our world and how the JCC is integral in trying to bring enlightenment, awareness. How have the last few months been for you?
Wow, we're going to jump right in, aren't we? Right? Yeah. You know, the last few months have been difficult. They have been sad, scary, and at the same time, there are these moments of inspiration and views of resiliency in people that is the thing that can kind of keep you going in the moments where I'm angry. I'm angry about, it may not be just about what's happening, but it's in the moments after that can really show some concern about what is it that is going to be the tipping point that will get our world to say enough is enough. And I'm staring down the barrel of what I think is it feels as though we have just dispensed with some logic, some rationale. I think even truth has gotten thrown out. Mm-hmm. There's a great Jewish teaching. It's the stories of these two families, these two houses. One was Hillel and one was Shammai, the two great rabbis of the time, and they had students and they would teach all week long. They're reading the same book, right? It's the Old Testament, the Torah, and as they're reading it, they're interpreting it very differently, and they would fight and argue, sometimes staying up all night, yelling and screaming at each other. But every Friday night as the sun was going down, the two families would come together, the two schools would come together, and they'd make Shabbos together. They'd recognize it was the Sabbath and that it was our responsibility to agree and to agree to disagree. I don't think our world has lost that skill, clearly. I think we forgot how to make Shabbos.
How do you share Shabbos with other communities that may not understand it in that way, but understand the concept?
I think that at the JCC, we are spending a lot of our energy and our resources and our thought leadership less around the conversations and more about the actions. So maybe we're just saying, let's not spend our time disagreeing or agreeing to disagree. What if we just have lunch together? What if we just have our day camp program grow into what it's become, which is the Road to Rainbow program that welcomes in hundreds and hundreds last year, 500 or 600 youth from all like very disparate groups in our community to just come and be at camp. And the Israeli flag is flying there. And we say a Hebrew blessing before and after lunch. And people are learning.
But you're welcome.
Everyone is welcome. And there isn't that moment to demand anything. And it's in our food pantry every Tuesday afternoon and every Thursday. There's no measurement of what your political beliefs are, or do you believe that Israel has a right to exist, or Palestine, or any of the other things. You live in my community, you're my neighbor, you're hungry. How about we figure out a way to give people an emergency supply of food when our federal government is changing policies that are making it even harder? And so all of that, our community is coming together at 29th and Center, and we're all scared. So we're connecting with each other instead of this becoming, which way did you vote?
And talk about that, because sometimes I think that people think that those in the Jewish community separate. But you, again, are talking about community where all are welcome and, again, action rather than words.
The Jewish community is separated. When I was younger, there were two guaranteed subjects that would make the Jewish community come together no matter what. Anyone attacks Israel, and anyone attacks our brothers and sisters and puts anti-Semitism at the top of their agenda. And even those two things are not bringing the entire Jewish community together anymore. If you wanted to be a terrorist and you wanted to figure out how to break up a community, the solution was never to attack from the outside. Mm-hmm. The solution is clearly pointing out to get inside. So I am seeing something that I've never seen in my lifetime. I was raised by parents that I was born Jewish, I am Jewish, and I also choose to be Jewish. And it was never an option. I never thought it was a choice. Mm-hmm. And but we have this hyper-empowered world in which we have the choices to do and say almost anything we want now, in many ways without a lot of accountability to it. Even when caught, the answer is always somebody else told me that, or I found it on the internet, or whatever it may be. So I think that as a whole, it's not as together as we would hope it would be, and it's disheartening.
But we talked before we started rolling, we're going to talk about the oys and the joys. Mm-hmm. And from some of the oys you just spoke about within community, how has the JCC community tried to, again, get outside of its own community to show that it is a part of the community, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So one of the things that I had the joy of doing and then was challenged many times when I got the blessing to be named CEO now 15 years ago. God. I know.
2008 doesn't seem like that long ago.
Don't even look like it's been that long. So it's says the guy on a podcast that no one can see, right? So it's the reality of that I really felt like it was time for the Jewish community to add a comma. Mm-hmm. When I took over the JCC, it was the Jewish community, center. It was the center for the Jewish community. And what we have to realize is the Jewish community lives within a greater community. We don't say at the J that we partner to build a healthier Jewish Milwaukee. We say we partner to build a healthier Milwaukee. Because you can't build a community on top of a fractured and broken other community. And Milwaukee is fractured and broken. The disparities are unacceptable. Mm-hmm. And so we just say, let's tackle that. People challenged, why are you running a food pantry when 96% of the people that you're serving are not Jewish? Isn't it your commitment to running the Jewish Community Center? Mm-hmm. I have to say the values of every single religion that I know of are pretty much 98% identical. We've talked about this. And there's a really specific point that says we're supposed to leave a corner of our crops for our neighbors to pick. Not we're supposed to pick it and give it to them, because then there's that relationship that we've been betrothed. Instead, it's that we're supposed to be there to do that. And yes, the food pantry can be an exact example of that, but it's also a metaphor to we invite everyone to be at the JCC, whether it's in Whitefish Bay or in Mequon, at our day camp up in Fredonia, wherever it might be. We are in our early childhood program, which is driven by Jewish values. Mm-hmm. I would say maybe 50% of the kids there have a Jewish parent in their family or are practicing Jewish life.
50%?
50%. So that means 50% of the people are learning the traditions and the blessings of Jewish life because most of them are Christian, and therefore the Old Testament's the first of the books. And again, I'm hoping logic's going to come back into our world as a primary tenet that we build on, so it seems relatively logical because parents are looking for exceptional early childhood education that is driven by values. And that's
Point
what we
blank,
do.
Period.
And
comma, JCC Center.
Comma, J, comma, C. Comma. That's center. Where it is. It's the Jewish and the community center. To live in the shtetl world that we once did in Eastern Europe, or as I grew up in the North Shore of Chicago, it doesn't bode well for where we are now. And the resiliency and the adaptive needs of any minority community has got to be a tenet of how it succeeds, in this case, maybe how it survives.
And as a leader, a CEO, you carry the weight and the responsibility of not only leading hundreds within your staff, but also having the vision for what, again, as you mentioned, when you took over the mantle, it's JCC, comma. How do we bring ourselves to be a part of this whole community? That's a lot to take on, Mark. From the day to days, there has to have been something that you struggled with, and I would say almost neglected, that it turned out you then end up having a health scare because of it.
Yeah. Funny that you should mention this of all days today. Last night was our annual meeting and celebration. I rolled out the vision statement for the JCC of 2035 last night, and celebrated my 20th annual meeting here at the JCC in Milwaukee. And this past May I celebrated my second heartiversary. You and I have talked since then. It was a pretty shocking experience to all of a sudden discover that I'd been walking around weeks or months away from potentially just biting it.
Ticking time bomb.
Ended up going in for not knowing, was I getting bypass or was I going to have stents put in the day before our gala, which also is an event that is very much joyful for me because I get to be the auctioneer. I get to be a part of 500 people celebrating the JCC and bringing joy in people investing their valuable resources into the JCC. I can remember the phone call on that Monday night saying, the tests did not go the way we thought, and you're going in Wednesday morning at 5:30 in the morning. And Tuesday I brought our team in and said, you guys got this. I thought they thought I was kidding, and there was no kidding. Like the dealer at a blackjack table slid up my sleeves, clapped and gave everybody the keys and said, you got this. So the first blessing is having a team. We learn it all the time. It got absolutely exclamation point during COVID, which is actually one of the, honestly, probably the greater challenge on me. The emotional toil of cutting off 40% of our staff, which happily we were able to bring back in time. But staring at a group of people that were relying on me to come up with the solution so they could keep getting a paycheck to take care of their family.
And there were so many unknowns.
Devastated me. And started a journey of, really struggling with how much does this job impact my well-being, emotionally, spiritually, from a health point of view. And I know that it had to have been a part of what went on over those next 2 years. And I look back on those blessings also of, I think my doctor at one point said 92% of the people that have what I had find out after it's over, and 8% find out beforehand.
And when you say over, meaning
died. The hidden widow maker. 90+% blocked on the two arteries that end in a massive heart attack. And thank God you have great medical people. The truth is also took months till we got there. The first few tests, everyone kept telling me I was fine. I passed all of the scans. I passed all of the stress tests.
But what took you in first? Was it your wife telling you?
I was hiking with my friend Moshe and said, "Oh my God, I think I'm having a heart attack." In the middle of February, and went into the hospital and was told there's no signs of any heart issues, and I didn't. But
you were feeling it. Your body was telling you something. Mark,
there was no question. There was something happening, and it took months before we finally found it. And I had stress tests, and I went to 2 or 3 different doctors, and they kept telling me there was nothing. Not there was nothing wrong. I'd been in a car accident. They said maybe the pain was from hitting the seatbelt. There had been other. It was a rough run. There were a few things that didn't go well, and so the end result is you got to advocate for yourself. Nobody knows what your body is actually feeling. Our current medical situation is that we have to remember that these doctors are at times artists more than scientists, and they're doing the best they can with what they've got. And I found the right cardiologist that said we're not going to stop until we figure this out, and did one more test, and that one more test found it that day.
How do you live now, knowing what you know, having gone through what you've gone through? How do you lead at home and at the JCC?
Well, with a lot less meat in my diet. Okay. So that's a big part of it.
How's that been?
It's great, actually. Oh, my goodness. If I were to say the saying that I use, I think we might get bleeped out a little bit on the podcast. But let's just say that my bag filled with those things is a lot more empty. I poured it out a little bit. Maybe everything isn't all make or break it. And one of the things about that kind of scare is it gives you the chance to reset. What's the thing that's most important? And then you start filling, as I like to say, I emptied out the bag. I cut a hole in it so when other people try to give me theirs, they fall through.
It just falls out. Okay.
But the key to the story is I still have these really important pockets on my pants or my shorts, and they're filled with the really important things that are really close to me. The bag can get put down anywhere it wants, but the pockets are always there, so they're there. Maybe every night isn't filled with stressing out over work. Stress reduction has been a huge part of my life. The focus on time off, especially once I am taking time off, I am out.
You unplug. It's done.
I took a month sabbatical after COVID, and I never spoke to work, not for 1 minute, not one email, not one phone call. It was freeing for all the staff, like all the joking aside of that they didn't have to deal with me for a month. But what happened is this space opens up for people to grow, for them to lead. And then you come back and you realize a whole bunch of people had declared they were ready to lead more than they had. And then I just needed to not feel threatened in any way by it, but joyful. One of my proudest things is the number of people that were former chief operating officers at the JCC or in our C-suite who are now CEOs of JCCs or other organizations here in Milwaukee. And I'm really proud of that these people were a part of our team and our family of staff at the JCC and have grown and gone on. And it creates this space of, I think some of this is tenure, right? Some of it's the graying. I can go away for 2 weeks and my job's not at risk. Maybe people will grow even more and I'll come back to a healthier place. And that's been on the other side of this. A little more of the spirituality of it, there's no question. Me and Healthy Minds, the app on phone, we're very good friends.
Okay.
Very good friends. Before like a board meeting or other things, I'll sit in one of the rocking chairs in my office, pop in the AirPods and spend 10 minutes in the Healthy Minds app, just reset. And I think, these are the things that I have chosen to do. And I think the most important part is it's intentional. I'm doing it on purpose.
Well, it was intentional that I called you to the podcast because we have really went through the oy veys, and the joys of life. And I just always like talking with you, Mark, because you bring me back to center.
That's great. I appreciate that you chose center as the thing you went back to. I go to the center every day.
All right. That's great. Is there someone in your community doing amazing work? An unsung hero, or someone just with an inspiring story to uplift us all? Well, I want to hear from you because I want to talk to them. Why don't you reach out to me with the email on the screen? And the next time you tune in, they may just be sitting next to me here on the PozCast.